Hi, welcome back to some of my friends and associates. I know it's been a while, so unless you've been really living under a rock, I am certain that you've heard about the SVB crisis or the Silicon Valley Bank's collapse and how it has sent shockwaves across the banking ecosystem. So here is an attempt to sort of share my perspective. So SVB had a very strong growth story since they've opened up in the early 80s, right? Primarily, their deposits have been backed by a lot of venture funds from the Silicon Valley startups, primarily along tech and life sciences firms. So the deposit pool was fairly strong, and they have incidentally tripled that between 2020 and 2022, right in the middle of the pandemic. So, like any other bank, they have pooled their deposits and invested them in long term treasury bonds and mortgage backed securities, which was considered relatively safe. Unfortunately, US was dealing with higher inflation in the recent times, so Feds had to come in and raise the interest rates, which effectively made the treasury bonds worth much less than where they were bought. So it was a reverse turn of events for SVB. To add to their woes, their deposits in the general market were slowing down since the interest rates have risen, right? So SVB decides to sell their bonds at a loss to cover the decline in the deposits and ultimately report these losses in their regulatory findings on March 8th, which was literally a week and a half ago. So this was start of a ripple effect, right? So stocks fell due to the investor confidence based on the recent regulatory findings, which ultimately led to a bank run, right? Wherein all the depositors, most of them, started withdrawing their money out of the bank, and upwards of $42 billion was extracted out of the bank in a matter of 24 hours, right? It was chaos. So the regulators had to swoop in and take control over the weekend, calm down the general public, right? So in hindsight, there was a repeal or a deregulation of Dodd-Frank that happened in 2018, right, which may have potentially caused such a disaster in my view, right? But nevertheless, this shows how brittle the banking system is. If such a disaster could unravel in a matter of 36 hours, I think we should closely watch how big this impact is, right? So that's my thoughtful bite for today. DM me with your views. Thank you for watching.